Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world, welcome. I'm Patricia Maddalena, your host for today's broadcast, live from the Transformation TV Facebook page. So the focus for today is on dissolving the fear of rejection and that need for reassurance. So we're going to go on an integration energy clearing quest to meet the part of you that seeks validation and constant approval from the outside world. The part of you that kind of compares and compromises, shrinks and plays it small. The part of you that holds you back in your life right now. So today we're going to make those first steps in accepting and loving yourself exactly as you are. Exactly as you are. So we'll just wait a few moments to see who is going to join us live today. I'm here in the UK, in Wales, on the edge of the stunning Wye Valley. It's been a rather spring-like, if not slightly cold day today. So when you join us, if you'd like to say hi in the chat box and let us know where on this glorious planet you are tuning in from, that would be amazing. So these energy clearing quests, they're incredibly powerful and they're free and they're here every week, and it is an opportunity to gather yourself back to a place of wholeness, to a place of being. And so each week I guide you on the integration process, which is an energy clearing quest. And we work through different typical areas of fragmentation. And we use the emotional, mental, physical signals that you're experiencing day to day, such as anger or anxiety, depression. It could be exhaustion or headaches or chronic fatigue. Any one of those signals really that we kind of manage and work through or work with day to day. And we use those signals as gateways in, as entry points in, and then we find the younger self, the lost part of your fragmented self that's responsible for your current life situation. For those that don't know me, I'm Patricia Maddalena, NLP master trainer and integration therapist, and I've worked with hundreds of people worldwide, offering them a permanent solution to their current life situation. So a little bit of background: fragmentation can happen for many reasons, and we all suffer it from one degree to another. You can't have had a life without some kind of fragmentation happening. How it impacts you will be unique to you. And different to everyone else. It will be your unique story. But fragmentation happens from all sorts of kind of different reasons, all kinds of peak experiences, and that can be from being blamed and shamed as a child to being, slapped or shouted at, that abusive upbringing, car accidents, birth, whether that's your own birth. In one-to-ones, we many times track back all the way back down to being in the womb and having your own birthing experience. So there's a lot of trauma that can be attached to your own birth, or indeed birthing your own children. I work with a lot of women kind of piecing them back together after birth. But even exciting things can cause fragmentation. Surprise birthday parties or roller coaster rides can do it. So yes, it's kind of fragmentation means we're separate. It separates parts of ourselves, separate off. And they are a certain age, they're wearing particular clothes, they're living in a particular environment where the fragmentation happened, and they hold a set of beliefs and values that's unique to them, and they'll play out those coping strategies that kept them alive and safe in that moment of fragmentation, and they'll play that out as soon as it's triggered, which is why we can behave like that overwrought 3-year-old that's having a temper tantrum, or we can behave like that stroppy teenager who's sabotaging themselves all the time. You know, they're kind of in that teenager zone, and we can start playing that out as soon as we're triggered, even if it's detrimental to our adult self. And one of the main kind of keys to this is that the fragmented parts, they hold life force, they hold your life force, and that energy remains trapped inside them, and we can't actually access them. We can't access that life force directly. Our neural pathways in our brain are deadened off, cut off, if you like. But once we fire them, once we create that pathway to them, we go through the emotional, mental, or physical signal. We start going through them, we're tracking back. What we're doing is the neural pathways start firing and start coming alive, if you like, and they create a direct pathway to that place that's been forgotten, deadened, and cut off. And then we integrate with that life force. We integrate with them. We mature them up to the here and now, and that dissolves all of that negative behavior that they have been playing out for all of these years. And what we end up with is that kind of gift that they've been looking after, been keeping safe, that little part of themselves that they've been keeping safe all this time, such as their intelligence, their self-esteem, self-belief, joy, playfulness, confidence, energy. We're connecting back into that lost part of that energy and maturing it up to the here and now. So integration is a necessary part of the whole healing process. And once that happens, you will set yourself free from all those entanglements that have held you back in your life. It's pretty cool. But this show is all about you and needs your participation and your engagement. So feel free to throw your insights and your wisdom, your comments in the thread, and I'll do my best to answer them, either live or as, if you're watching the replay. Now, the integration clearing quest, it's a guided meditation. It's a fusion of regression and timeline therapy, and it will need your attention and participation 100%. So make sure you have undisturbed time to quest and that you're not driving whilst listening to me. And if for any reason that you think you'll be disturbed, then press the pause button before we could begin and come back to it when you have the time. And that lasts, depending on the quests, it lasts for about 20 to 40 minutes. Either make sure you're really comfortable seated or you're lying down, nice little blanket. I spoke to someone recently and like myself, I like to quest in the bath or in my bed, and I like to put my headphones on so I can really immerse myself into it. But I ask you a series of questions, and you just basically let the answers pop up into your mind. Don't censor yourself. Go with the first thing that you sense, see, or feel, no matter how bizarre or how literal that is. Just accept what is being shown to you. And, if you are coming to the replay and using this as a replay, then press pause if you need more processing time. So I like to have mine on my phone, and I like to press pause if I need to process more with my younger self, and then I'll simply press play. So use these quests over and over. They're yours, and they can be found in the video section of this of the Transformation TV page. So the focus for this quest is on dissolving the fear of rejection and the need for reassurance. It's a biggie, okay? This is massive, and it can impact heavily on our lives day to day, because most of us were taught from a very young age that life is a lot easier once we learn to please or appease the significant others in our lives. So our mothers, our fathers, our teachers, our peers. And we can end up taking this with us into adulthood. And we can do things because of it against what we really, really want to do in that moment. We can become really vulnerable to others and their needs and their wants. Okay, so the fear of rejection, it can keep us in toxic relationships for far too long. That need for reassurance can have us seeking it from the wrong people, and we can end up soaking up the tiniest bit of kindness that someone throws our way, simply because we were not truly accepted and truly loved for just being who we are in all of its gory glory. We were not truly accepted and loved for just being who we are. So when we're either constantly criticized or even a little bit criticized, we're so fragile, our hearts, as little children. One wrong word, one look can completely break a child. We think they're so robust, but they're not, and neither are we. So when we're constantly criticized or shamed or blamed, or our actions or our words are misjudged, when we're made to feel that we're not good enough or do enough, and that we need to kind of do more to receive the love from mum or dad, that love that ought to have been unconditional, that love that ought to have been our rightful inheritance, not receiving that just pure unconditional love for being who we are, that can have a huge impact on how we view ourselves, our abilities, how we view our own bodies that we're living in, day out, how we view our own intelligence, how we view our place in this world. It has a huge impact day to day. The fear of rejection and the need for reassurance is broken so many beautiful relationships, marriages, friendships. In fact, it can stop them from even happening in the first place. It stops the joy and the adventure, and it prevents people from being able to make good, clear decisions for themselves and their own needs. It prevents people from kind of trusting themselves and their own innate knowing about, the knowing about what's right and what's not for you. It kind of cuts you off from that intuition. It stops you from creating good, clear boundaries in life because you're scared that someone's going to reject you if you do. If you say no, they're going to say, right, I don't love you. You're out of my life. I don't need you. So we don't, and we roll over. It's like, there was a beautiful turn of phrase that my mother-in-law used to say about being a spiritual doormat or a spiritual thug. And this is the symbiotic relationship that happens when you're living in this fear of rejection and that need for reassurance. You become that doormat, so to speak, and the thug will walk all over you. Not being able to set those good, clear, strong boundaries. All of that kind of stops you from accepting and loving yourself exactly as you are. And here's the key, only when you do completely love and accept yourself in all of your gory glory will another love and accept you exactly as you are. Because the world's a mirror. And it all starts and stops with you. So stepping into your authentic self and stripping away those limiting beliefs, those past projections that you took on as a child from those significant others, is essential if you want to truly step up and into your life and own it and love it in its pure authenticity. in its, and I keep saying it, in that gory gloriness of who you are as a human. Because once you get into that place of accepting and loving yourself, you're in the now with it. You're recognizing where you are, and from that place of being, then you can make the conscious changes. If things don't really fit for you, if your behavior isn't really in alignment with your highest version of yourself, then you can truly start working with that, and working through your stuff so that you can own your life and have that kind of life that you dreaming of. But ultimately it starts and stops with you being able to accept and love yourself exactly as you are. And when you track that back as a little child and your significant other, your mum or your dad, couldn't accept you and love you for of course they probably did, but their program is entrenched. And so they want you to be the best that they think that you can be. So hence the criticism and the shaming for you to step up and pull your socks up and get these exam results and behave in this socially acceptable way, or, create this perfect human being. But none of us are. We're perfectly imperfect, and we're all doing our best given the tools that we have in the moment. But the programming, the underlying programming is that if mum or dad couldn't accept and love me for being, having two left feet, for getting it wrong sometimes, for being ungainly or rude or inappropriate, at the age of 3 or 7 or 14, if mum or dad couldn't accept and love me exactly as I am, how on earth can I? And then how on earth could someone else? It's a self-reinforcing loop. So this quest is about clearing all of that, clearing away the fear of rejection and the need for reassurance, going back and finding that younger self and saying, I love you exactly as you are. I know you are doing your best. You are me, and finding them and loving them and maturing their energy, their life force up into the here and now, and thus dissolving that need and that fear within. So, having said all of that, are you in? Would you like to dissolve the fear of rejection and that need for reassurance? Dissolve that feeling of not being good enough, of not doing enough, of not having enough, of not pleasing the other person enough. If you would like to dissolve all of that, then, and you would like to quest, then please put yes in the chat box. And we will crack on. For all of those that are coming and viewing this as a replay, just take that moment and check in with yourself. Do I want to go on this quest? Do I want to clear that up? And you'll hear it inside. It will come up, a yes or a no. Listen to yourself and act from that place. So we've got a nice big juicy yes. Then remember a time recently when you have done something or didn't do something because you feared being rejected for it, or the last time you were seeking validation from another, and think about how that makes you feel. So just feel it out in your body. Where do you feel that in your body, that fear of rejection, that fear of trying to people please all the time, or giving too much of yourself away because you're scared that if you said no, they would dump you or lose you or hurt you in some way. Where do you feel that in and around your body? It may be coming from a particular place, or it might be coming from an all over sensation. It might actually even be outside of your body. So sense, see, feel where that fear of rejection, the need for validation is coming from. And if it's really literal, it's like, it could be quite numbing, or I can't feel anything, or it could be a barrier in front of you. Just really feel where that is. It might be a kind of dropping feeling in your solar plexus. Whatever it is for you, just tune into that. And then once you have located it, then just what kind of feeling is that feeling? Now, these answers are really important. I'm going to be asking you these questions in the quest. So I just wanted you to be really clear as to where we were going when I asked you those questions in the quest. So start to get yourself comfortable, and we'll start with a gentle relaxation first. And at the same time, I'll connect in with the stream of source energy. And I guide that through down into the collective grid. And I'll anchor that into the center of the earth, which will keep this activation open and making this quest just as powerful for all those who are using the replay. But for now, make sure you won't be disturbed. Turn off all notifications and that you're not driving. And remember, don't sense yourself. Go with the first thing that you sense, see, or feel. The first thought, feeling, or image that springs to mind, and just allow it all to wash over you if you don't get any visuals at all. Because the more that you quest, the more that you use your sensey ability, the easier and easier and easier it will become. That visualization muscle just needs to be used. And the more you use it, the more you will have those visuals. So we've got a few people viewing us. Thank you for showing up today. If you were going into the quest now, so if you want to quest, we're looking at that fear of being rejected, that need for validation, that seeking approval from the outside world, and where you feel that, where you carry or feel that in your body, in and around your body, the fear of being rejected, or that need for approval or validation from someone else. And we're going to use that as a gateway in to your own healing. So just get yourself comfortable. So just shut your eyes, put your chin to your chest, and just take a few deep breaths. And just nice deep breaths in through your nose and then out through your mouth. Just breathing in all that is good and breathing out all that is not. And as you settle yourself into your body, just relaxing your jaw, quietening your breath, and relax the whole of your face. Just soften your eyes and relax that little bit of skin across your forehead. Just bringing your awareness down and into your neck and shoulders. Just giving yourself permission to release any tension you've been holding there. Just feeling it as it flows down through your arms, down through your elbows, down through your wrists, and out through your fingers and thumbs. Just letting it all go. Just bringing your awareness across and into your rib cage, allowing that to settle. Just welcoming your heart to soften and open just that little bit more. Just relaxing your tummy, softening the small of your back. Just remembering to go with the first impression that you sense, see, or feel. Without censoring and without judgment, go with the first image or colour that springs to mind. Just bringing your awareness deep within your hips. Releasing any tension that you've got stored there. Just giving yourself permission to let it all go. Bringing your awareness all the way down to your knees. All the way down to your ankles. all the way down to your feet and into all your toes. Just bringing your awareness into your whole body, taking up space inside your whole body. Now bring your awareness to the base of your spine. So imagining a line extending down from there, all the way down through whatever you're lying or sitting on, all the way down through the floor, all the way down, all the way down through the earth and the rocks, all the way down until you start to see the grounding energy of Mother Earth. Just notice what you notice. The colour, the form. And secure your line there. And write today's date and your name in the line. And now welcome that beautiful grounding earth energy to come up through the line, all the way up, all the way up, all the way up and into your body. Just welcoming that beautiful grounding earth energy to expand all the way to your toes, all the way to your head. Just filling you up from the front to the back and the back to the front. Now feeling fully supported, grounded and safe, we're going to extend our awareness about 1,000 feet above your body, all the way up, and extend it about 1,000 feet more until you start to see the light from source energy. Just notice what you notice. The color, the frequency, the energy. Just welcome it as it starts to come streaming down, all the way down, all the way down and into your body. Just welcoming that beautiful pure light to expand throughout every cell of your being. All the way to your toes. All the way to your head. Just mixing and fusing with earth energy. Cleansing and clearing on every cellular level. Okay, so now in this beautiful, safe, grounded and loving space, I'm going to ask you a few questions. So just notice what you notice. On a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being I accept, trust and love myself exactly as I am. Where are you right now? Go with the first number that springs to mind. Now feeling very held and supported by earth energy and connected and filled with the light from source energy, remember the last time you feared being rejected, the last time you sought out validation from another. Where are you carrying that in your body? What kind of feeling is that feeling? Just bring your attention down and into that feeling. And when was the very first time you ever felt that kind of feeling? The very, very first time you ever felt that. How old were you? Just go with the first number, the first impression that springs to mind. How old is that younger self? And what are they wearing? What environment are they in? Say hello, let them know who you are, and thank them for showing themselves to you. Ask them who or what was it that made them feel like that? What was going on? Let them show you or tell you. Let it all just come to mind. Now, as a child, they would have made an opinion, formed some kind of belief about that, about themselves. What was it? And as an adult, with your perspective, what do you know to be true about that? What was really going on? Share this insight with your younger self. Share with them anything that you feel is important, anything that you feel they ought to know. Ask them if they have a message for you. And they may have a gift, something that they've been keeping safe for you all this time. Thank them. And now do a body scan of them. See where it is that they've been holding on to this negative feeling. Where have they been carrying it? It'll be a particular colour, energy coming from them. What colour is it? Now look deep inside of that. You may have to look really, really deep. It'll be hidden away and protected. Look really deep and you'll start to see that little part of themselves that they've been looking after and protecting all this time. Look really deep and you'll start to see their light, that pure essence of self. Can you see it shining in there? What colour is it? With your pure intention and love, just start to grow that, expanding it. And as it's expanding, it's dissolving any stuck feelings or stuck energy within them. It's welcoming it to expand, and as it's expanding, it's dissolving anything and everything that no longer serves them. As they're expanding, it's deleting all negative beliefs, opinions, and judgments they have ever took on from another or made about themselves and their place in this world. Deleting all of that now. As they're expanding until they're fully glowing, they'll start being drawn to going someplace in you. What part of your body are they drawn to going to? So welcome them in. Just breathe them in. Just breathing them around your body. Just expanding them throughout every cell of your being. And as they're expanding, they're dissolving anything and everything that no longer serves you. They're cleansing and clearing anywhere that has ever held you back in life. As you feel them expanding throughout your entire system, they're dissolving anywhere you have ever felt unworthy, not good enough, not intelligent enough, or simply not enough, deleting all of that within every cell of your being now. Dissolving all doubt, discontent, distrust in yourself and your abilities on all levels. Deleting any resistance you may have to change. Dissolving all poor me, martyr energy and victim mentality within every cell of your being. Dissolving the self-hate tape, insecurities and distrust in yourself and your abilities. Deleting all of that across all of time and space, across every quantum world that you exist. Deleting all of that now. Dissolving all negative perceptions and opinions you have ever had about yourself and your place in this world. Dissolving all negative perceptions and opinions others have about you and your abilities on all levels now. Deleting your inability to make good decisions, dissolving anywhere you are lacking in self-belief. Dissolving all creative blocks, self-criticism, and any feelings of failure of any kind. Deleting all of that within every cell of your being across every quantum world that you exist. Deleting all of that now. Knowing that a deep and solid upgrade within your DNA is happening across all of time and space, across every quantum world that you exist. That upgrade within your DNA is happening now. Stabilizing your connection with the seventh plane of existence, the realm of pure love, pure consciousness. You're just stabilizing that connection now. Be accessing the energetic light codes, so just notice what you notice. Releasing the light codes and activating your heart center. Softening and opening. Activating your heart center now. Feeling the love start to flow throughout every cell of your being. Upgrading your entire system. Enhancing the trust in yourself and your abilities on all levels. Releasing the light codes. Cleansing and clearing every cell of your being, knowing that in this moment and every moment, you are perfect exactly as you are. Accepting and loving yourself right now. You are perfect and complete. Releasing this knowing within every cell of your system, across every quantum world that you exist, releasing this knowing now. strengthening your connection to self, strengthening that connection across all of time and space, across every quantum world that you exist, anchoring all of that deep within your heart, upgrading your ability for self-love, expanding the belief in yourself and your abilities on all levels now. Securing your connection with Mother Earth. Securing your connection with Mother Earth now. Grounding you back into your body. Grounding you back into your body. Grounding you back into your body. Grounding you back into this time zone. Grounding you deep within the center of the earth now. And now, with this new sense of self, this new sense of awareness on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being, I accept, trust, and love myself exactly as I am. Where are you now? Ever so gently start to feel your body lying or sitting there. And with your next inhale, send that breath all the way down to your toes and give them a little wiggle. And with your next inhale, send that breath all the way to your fingers and give them a little wiggle. And with your next inhale, send that breath all the way around your body, waking up every cell, and give your body a lovely wake up stretch. Gently opening your eyes. So remembering this feeling of being fully abundant, present, grounded and whole. Coming back to the room, to the here and now. Thank you so much for coming on this clearing quest and upgrading your consciousness to the highest of levels. It was an absolute pleasure. So remember to be very gentle with yourself for the rest of the day or afternoon or evening, wherever you may be on the planet, whenever you are watching this. Make sure you have some good water to drink. It really helps with the integration process. And if you have any questions or you would like to share your quest in any way, then please do so in the thread below, and I'll do my best to answer them all and respond. It was an absolute pleasure. Thank you very much indeed.